The Amazon. Just say the word, and images flood your mind. Endless green jungles, murky water the color of coffee with milk, the calls of unknown birds in the treetops, and the feeling that behind every leaf, beneath every root, in every square meter of this forest, something lurks that you don't want to encounter in the dark. And you're right. The Amazon is the largest tropical rainforest on the planet. 10% of all species on Earth live right here. Spanning 6.5 million square kilometers, this jungle is home to a river that carries 1/5 of the world's fresh water into the Atlantic Ocean. That's more than the combined flow of the Mississippi, Nile, Yangtze, and Ganges rivers. Here you'll find 40,000 plant species, 1,300 bird species, 3,000 fish species, and several million insect species, most of which science hasn't even begun to classify. On just 1 hectare of forest, there are more tree species than in all of Great Britain. Jaguars, pink river dolphins, and harpy eagles with wingspans of 2 meters, capable of snatching monkeys mid-flight, call this place home. You'll find piranhas, electric eels that can generate an 800-volt shock, and the arapaima, a 3-meter-long fish that's one of the largest freshwater species in the world, able to breathe air and survive droughts by burrowing into the mud. But among all this incredible biodiversity, there are creatures that even the most seasoned locals cross themselves to avoid. Creatures that kill with pain, terror, venom, and brute strength. Beings that have evolved over millions of years to become perfect predators, parasites, and hunters in this warm, humid hell. Today we'll discuss 5 of the most terrifying inhabitants of the Amazon. And I warn you, if you were planning a vacation on the banks of the Amazon, by the end of this episode you might think twice. Brace yourself, because nature here does not forgive mistakes. Number 1. The black caiman. When people think of dangerous Amazonian inhabitants, they usually picture piranhas or anacondas. But the largest predator in the Amazon basin isn't a fish or a snake. It's a reptile that has lived here since the time of the dinosaurs, and has changed little since, because it was perfect from the start. The black caiman. This crocodilian reptile, a close relative of alligators, can grow up to 6 meters long. 6 meters is the length of 2 cars lined up end to end. It can weigh up to 500 kilograms, and some older males, according to unconfirmed reports, may reach even larger sizes. Its skin is dark, nearly black, making it nearly invisible in the murky waters of the Amazon rivers, especially at night. And it is indeed a nocturnal hunter. When the sun sets and the jungle is engulfed in darkness, filled with the chorus of frogs and the buzzing of cicadas, the black caiman comes out to hunt. It lies motionless at the water surface, with only its eyes and nostrils exposed, completely invisible to any creature that comes to drink. Its eyes glow red in the beam of a flashlight, like 2 smoldering coals above the water, and this is often the last thing its victim sees. Local guides leading tourists on night excursions through the Amazon's channels specifically look for these red dots in the dark. Sometimes, dozens of pairs of eyes line the shore, resembling runway lights. The black caiman eats anything it can catch. Fish, turtles, capybaras, the largest rodents on the planet, weighing up to 132 pounds, deer, tapirs, and monkeys that come to the river to drink. There are known cases of attacks on livestock, cows and horses, which the caiman dragged off right before their owners' eyes. There have also been attacks on humans, some of which ended in fatalities. Unlike most caimans that prefer to avoid humans, the black caiman is large enough to consider an adult human as prey of suitable size. Its bite is one of the most powerful in the animal kingdom. Jaw-closing force reaches several thousand newtons, comparable to that of the saltwater crocodile, which holds the absolute record among all living creatures. It does not chew its food. Its conical teeth are designed not for grinding but for grasping. It seizes its prey, drags it underwater, and performs the so-called death roll, spinning around its axis to tear chunks of flesh from the victim's body. This is one of the most horrifying sights to witness in the wild. The victim drowns before it can die from its wounds. Local fishermen, who venture out daily in their wooden canoes, know that if their boat capsizes in the presence of black caimans, they should swim not to the shore but back to the boat, because the caiman attacks anything that moves in the water, and a swimming person is the perfect target, but someone clinging to an overturned boat is not. The black caiman was nearly wiped out in the 20th century due to hunting for its skin. Its dark hide was highly valued in the leather market. By the 1960s, the species numbers had plummeted to critical levels. However, after hunting bans were enacted and protected areas were established, its population gradually recovered, and it is once again the rightful ruler of the Amazon's nighttime waters. Scientists estimate its current population at hundreds of thousands, although an exact count in the Amazon jungle is nearly impossible. Number 2. The Brazilian wandering spider. If you're afraid of spiders, you might want to skip this section, but if you're not, you might start after hearing about it. The Brazilian wandering spider, or Phonutria, does not spin webs. It prowls through the night jungles in search of prey, earning its name, the wandering spider. By day it hides in dark, damp places, under fallen trees, in hollows, in termite mounds, in wall crevices, and to the horror of locals, inside human homes. It measures the size of a man's palm, including its legs, and its body is covered in short, stiff hairs that give it an unsettlingly velvety appearance. Its 8 eyes are arranged in 2 rows on the front of its cephalothorax, and despite relatively poor vision, it navigates expertly in the dark, using vibrational receptors on its legs. It is incredibly aggressive. While most spiders flee when encountering a human, the Phonutria stands its ground, raising its front legs high, exposing its red chelicerae, swaying side to side, and literally lunging at the threat. It does not fear you. You should fear it, and it has every reason to be so bold. There's a compelling reason to be afraid. The bite of the Phonutria is considered one of the most painful and dangerous among all spiders in the world. The Guinness World Records officially recognizes it as the most venomous spider on the planet. Its venom is a neurotoxin that attacks the nervous system. In the first minutes after a bite, a burning pain erupts at the site, quickly spreading throughout the body. Then comes excessive salivation, sweating, tachycardia, fluctuations in blood pressure, and muscle spasms. In severe cases, paralysis of the respiratory muscles and cardiac arrest can occur. Without treatment, a bite can kill a child within hours. Adults survive more often, but without an antivenom, their fate can also be dire. Fortunately, an antivenom exists and is available in most Brazilian hospitals, but here's the catch. The Phonutria loves to hide in human dwellings. It crawls into shoes, clothing, and banana stacks at markets. Every year, thousands of bites from this spider are reported in Brazil, with a significant portion occurring when someone slips on a shoe in the morning without checking inside. Residents of Amazonian villages develop the habit of shaking out their shoes every morning from childhood. For them, it's not paranoia, it's a rule for survival. Number 3. The green anaconda. The name anaconda needs no introduction. It is the heaviest snake in the world, and the Amazon is its home. The green anaconda can reach lengths of 6 to 7 meters, though there are disputed reports of specimens measuring up to 9 meters, and it can weigh over 200 kilograms. In 2024, scientists in Ecuador discovered and described a new species, the northern green anaconda, distinct from the already known southern variety, and preliminary data suggests it could be even larger. This is not the longest snake in the world. That record belongs to the reticulated python from Southeast Asia, with some individuals reaching 10 meters, but in terms of mass, the anaconda has no equal among living snakes. Her body is pure muscle, as thick as the torso of an adult man, covered in smooth olive green skin with black spots, providing perfect camouflage in the algae-choked waterways. In the water, she moves with astonishing grace and speed, capable of swimming several kilometers without stopping. On land, however, she is slow and clumsy. Her massive body is not built for movement without the support of water. This is why the anaconda spends most of her life in or near water, swamps, flooded forests, and slow-moving streams. She hunts by ambush, lying in shallow water or hanging from branches above, completely still, sometimes for hours, waiting for her prey to come close enough. Her patience is endless. She can wait for days. The anaconda is a constrictor, meaning she kills not with venom, but by suffocation. She strikes at her prey with lightning speed. The strike of an anaconda takes mere fractions of a second, and we're talking about a creature weighing 200 kilograms. She wraps her powerful muscle rings around her victim, each one squeezing with hundreds of kilograms of force, and begins to constrict. Every time the prey exhales, the coils tighten a little more, preventing it from inhaling again. This is not a quick death. It's a methodical, relentless suffocation that can last from 2 to 10 minutes, depending on the size of the victim. Death does not come from broken bones, as many believe. Research has shown that anacondas rarely break their prey's bones. They kill by suffocation and stopping the circulation. The pressure of the coils compresses major vessels, cutting off blood flow to the brain and heart. The heart of the victim gives out in mere minutes, and then the anaconda begins to swallow. Her jaws are connected by elastic ligaments, allowing her mouth to open to incredible sizes. An anaconda can swallow an entire capybara, a rodent the size of a large dog, weighing up to 60 kilograms. The swallowing process can take anywhere from several minutes to several hours, depending on the size of the prey. The jaws move alternately. First the left side advances, then the right, slowly pushing the victim down her esophagus. There are known cases of anacondas swallowing caimans over 2 meters long, Mazama deer, and even jaguars, although the latter is considered a rare event, as the jaguar is a top predator in the Amazon, and dealing with one is no easy task for an anaconda. After such a meal, the snake can go months without eating, calmly digesting her prey in her massive body, lying hidden and nearly motionless. Attacks on humans are extremely rare, but they are possible. In 2024, a professor from a Dutch university, involved in filming a documentary about anacondas, discovered the body of a local man inside a massive anaconda. For the local Amazon tribes, the anaconda is a mythical creature, the mother of water, the spirit of the river. This mythology, as often happens, grew out of very real terror. Number 4, the parasitic candiru. Now we turn to a creature that evokes not so much fear as a deep, viscous disgust. The candiru is a small, translucent fish, measuring just a few millimeters to several centimeters long, thin as a toothpick, and nearly invisible in murky water. It's so transparent that you can see its internal organs and the blood of its host in its stomach. It inhabits the Amazon basin and belongs to the family of catfish known as Vandeliidae or Trichomycteridae. Within this family are several species, and not all of them are parasites in the same way. But the reputation of the entire group is dreadful. The candiru is a parasite, and its way of life fascinates biologists, while horrifying everyone else. Its usual prey consists of larger fish. The candiru has incredibly sensitive chemical receptors, allowing it to locate its victims by detecting the ammonia and urea released by fish gills during respiration. Once it finds the source of the signal, the candiru swims up to the fish, slips into the gill openings, and latches onto the soft, blood-rich tissues, using sharp spines on its head that act like barbs, preventing the fish from escaping. Then it begins to drink the host's blood, swelling with satisfaction. After feeding for just a few minutes, the candiru detaches and swims away, leaving behind bleeding wounds on the gills. The process is quick, efficient, and merciless. However, the candiru has gained its notorious reputation not just for this. For centuries, local residents of the Amazon basin have shared tales that the candiru can enter the urethra of a person urinating in the water. The fish is said to be attracted by the stream of urine, which contains urea and ammonia, the same chemicals released by fish gills. It finds the opening, penetrates inside, and gets stuck due to its spines, causing excruciating pain, inflammation, bleeding, and an inability to urinate. Removal can only be done surgically. Local healers have reportedly used an extract from the zagua tree, which supposedly dissolves the fish from within. However, the effectiveness of this remedy has never been scientifically confirmed. This story has been passed down through generations and has become part of Amazonian folklore. Western explorers brought it to Europe in the 19th century, and it quickly became one of the most retold medical horror stories in history. For a long time, scientists considered these accounts to be exaggerations or urban legends. However, in 1997, a Brazilian urologist documented a case of a candiru being extracted from a patient's urethra. The fish measured about 11 centimeters long. The operation was complex and painful. This case caused a huge stir in the medical community, although, Some researchers later questioned the accuracy of certain details. The question of how often this happens in reality remains a topic of debate. Some ichthyologists believe it's an extremely rare but possible event, while others argue it's a myth based on misidentification of fish. But the fact remains, locals in the Amazon basin take the threat of the candiru very seriously, and many of them never urinate in the water. Even if the stories are exaggerated, the mere existence of a parasitic fish that invades the gills of living creatures and drinks their blood from the inside is enough to ruin your sleep. Number 5. The poison dart frog. Finally, we arrive at a creature that at first glance seems the most harmless on our list. This tiny frog, about the size of a thumbnail, is vibrantly colored in astonishing hues: acid yellow, electric blue, fiery red, orange, and turquoise with black stripes. The family of poison dart frogs boasts over 200 species, each with its own unique coloration, as if an avant-garde artist had a blast creating the wildest color combinations. They resemble pieces of jewelry, like living gemstones perched on wet leaves in the dim light of the Amazon underbrush. Some species are so small, they can fit on the tip of your pinky. Children want to touch them, photographers want to capture them up close, and collectors want to take them home. And this is a fatal mistake, because poison dart frogs from the Dendrobatidae family are among the most lethal creatures on the planet. Their bright colors are not decoration, they are a warning. In biology, this is known as aposematism, a strategy where a toxic or dangerous creature displays bright colors so that predators remember them at first glance and avoid them in the future. Every predator that has tried a poison dart frog either died or became so severely poisoned that they forever remembered the experience. The most dangerous member of this family is the terrifying golden poison frog, or Phyllobates terribilis. It inhabits the tropical forests of Colombia, on the edge of the Amazon. This small frog is bright yellow, about 5 centimeters long, but in the skin glands of a single individual, there is enough poison to kill 10 to 20 adult men, or 2 African elephants. This poison is called batrachotoxin, and it's one of the most potent non-protein toxins known to science. It acts on sodium channels in cell membranes, blocking the transmission of nerve impulses. The result is paralysis, arrhythmia, and heart failure. And all it takes is a simple touch to the frog. The toxin penetrates through the skin. You don't need to be bitten, you don't need to eat it. Just one touch to the moist back of this tiny creature can kill you in minutes. Indigenous peoples of the Amazon and Colombia have known this for centuries and have turned frog venom into a weapon. The Choco people from Colombia's Choco region use the poison from poison dart frogs to coat the tips of their blowgun darts, small projectiles shot from long tubes called blowpipes. This is where the English name for these frogs comes from, poison dart frogs. They would catch the frogs using a leaf to avoid touching them with bare hands, carefully threading them onto a stick and holding them over a fire. The heat stressed the frog, causing the venom to ooze out in milky white drops on its skin. The hunters would gently scrape off this venom and apply it to the dart tips. One frog could provide enough poison for 50 darts, each becoming lethal. A dart coated with this toxin could kill a monkey or bird in mere seconds. The venom is so potent that the meat of the slain prey remains safe to eat. The concentration of poison in the flesh is too low to harm a human, yet sufficient to paralyze and kill the victim. This delicate balance of biochemistry has been honed by indigenous peoples over thousands of years. But here's the fascinating part. Poison dart frogs don't produce the venom themselves. They acquire it from their diet, from ants, mites, and other small arthropods they consume in the wild. These insects, in turn, obtain toxic compounds from plants. The frog simply accumulates and concentrates the venom in its skin glands. If you were to capture a poison dart frog from the jungle and feed it regular crickets from a pet store, after a few generations, it would completely lose its toxicity. This means the fearsome poison dart frog is not inherently poisonous. It is toxic because it lives in the Amazon. The jungle makes it deadly. Remove it from this ecosystem, and it becomes a harmless little frog with beautiful coloration. This is a striking example of how ecosystems shape their inhabitants. Not just their form and behavior, but even their chemistry. We've just explored the 5 most terrifying creatures of the Amazon. a 6-meter nocturnal predator with the strongest bite among reptiles, a spider that doesn't flee from you but lunges at you and can kill a child in hours, a snake as thick as a human torso that swallows deer and caimans whole, a tiny transparent fish that drinks blood from the inside, and a small, brightly colored frog whose touch can stop your heart. And do you know what unites all these creatures? They are not evil. They are not even cruel. They are the product of millions of years of evolution in one of the most competitive and densely populated places on the planet. In the Amazon, every square meter is a battleground where dozens of species compete for light, food, water, and the right to thrive. In these harsh conditions, only those who have found their niche and perfected it can survive. The black caiman has become the ultimate nocturnal ambush predator. The wandering spider has evolved into a perfect roving hunter armed with chemical weapons. The anaconda is now a master of constriction. The kangaroo has turned into an ideal microparasite. The alligator gar serves as a living warning, a walking billboard that says, "Don't touch." Each of these creatures is a masterpiece of evolutionary design, honed over millions of years of natural selection. This is the main lesson of the Amazon. This forest is not just a beautiful backdrop filled with parrots and butterflies. It's a battleground for the most intense evolutionary arms race on the planet. Predators grow stronger, toxins become more potent, parasites evolve cunning strategies, and prey become increasingly cautious. Each species here is a response to thousands of questions posed by their environment. How do you survive in the dark? How do you find food when every square inch is occupied? How do you defend yourself when you're the size of a fingernail? How do you kill when your prey weighs 10 times more than you? All these organisms are interconnected by thousands of threads, each shaped over millions of years. The poison dart frog is toxic because it eats specific ants, which are poisonous because they feed on certain plants. Remove the plants, and the frog loses its toxins. Remove the frog, and its predators lose the evolutionary pressure that made them cautious. Remove the predators, and something else spirals out of control. This is an endless chain of interdependencies, with each link formed through tens of millions of years of coevolution. That's why deforestation in the Amazon is not just about losing trees. It's about losing biological masterpieces that took evolution millions of years to create, masterpieces that cannot be replicated. Every hectare of felled forest means thousands of species losing their homes, with hundreds of them not even yet described by science. We're burning a library without reading most of the books. Let us know in the comments which of these 5 creatures impressed you the most, and which one you'd least like to encounter in the wild. And don't forget to subscribe. The Amazon holds thousands more stories, each more astonishing than the last, and we will definitely return for them.